Brother Phil, lead us in a word of prayer. After, then we're going to, first we're going to say the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for another great day that you've given us and for watching over us, caring for us, and providing for us. I pray that as we go through this time together that we'll look after the business of our town, and as we pass this budget, Lord, I pray that you'd help us to be able to be mindful of the fact that we are responsible for what takes place here, and help us to be thankful for the opportunities we have to be able to afford to do the things we do. Thank you for your love and your goodness and your mercy and your grace that you give us each day. Keep us close to you and keep us in your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right. I'm going to ask our clerk, Ms. Pyra Wilson, to do roll call, please.
Town of Vidalia Board of Aldermen roll call for the special meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen dated May the 29th, 2025. Alderman Betts.
Present.
Alderman Gardner. Alderman McCoy.
Present.
Alderman Probst.
Here.
Alderman Smith. Mayor, let the record show that a quorum of the board is present and accounted for.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate everybody who is here. We have Louisiana Open Meetings Law requires to have public comments on any current agenda items that's on the list. If there's not any public comment at this time, we're going to move on with that. Are there any comments from the public? Okay. Number one on our agenda is board discussion and vote to approve the summer youth program for Greater Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church, Mr. Raymond Riley Sr. As everyone knows, we've been doing this for several years now, and I guess we kind of let this slip through the cracks. I don't know when, but I guess is this something that the council wants to approve annually and look at? Because at one time, I think we might have approved it for maybe a 2 or 3 year period. Is that correct? Okay, so I guess it's time to look at it again. So, Pastor Riley, was there some comments you'd like to make before we discuss, or any questions the council would like to make?
Unless the council has some questions for me. Last year we came, and I thought when we came last year that we had talked about doing it for several years, and when I contacted Jay, he said it didn't bring to his remembrance, and he went back through the minutes because Alderman Gardner had also talked about raising it from $4,200 to $5,000, for the summer program, and I would just ask if we could do it at least for 3 years, if that's okay with the board, so I won't have to come back every year. It's a successful program. My daughter 42, so it's been going on 36 years, and it's been very successful. Hiring a college kids and an adult and a high school kid to help do the program each summer. Give some kids some finances for the summer, get them to working. So unless somebody got some questions for me, it's the same thing every summer. So
I have no problem with the program, but I like the annual visit, just in case we have questions or something comes up that we need to discuss. I just assume that since this is an annual budget,
Right.
put something in that for that. That's my thought on it. But I'll support the decision of the board.
Well, there's 2 things out there that he mentioned something about an increase that was talked about. None of y'all remember an increase?
I don't.
I don't remember increasing it.
And that's up to the discretion of the board if they want to increase it or leave it at 4,200 or go to the 5.
and if I can, if the money is a problem, I don't care about that. I just don't want it to stop. And,
Right.
You all been funding it.
How do you, Pastor Wright, how do you handle which college students you hire? Do they go through an application process, or is that
Not
something?
really.
mean-
To be honest, it's kids that know that I have a program all the time. And just like now, I've already had a college kid, the one that worked last year, Ronald Ellis Jr. He asked me about working. If it's more than one kid, and to be honest, Mr. McCoy, no. Sometimes what it is, I'm responsible for the program and I get paid through it. But a lot of times if 2 kids want to work or something like that, I give them the salary that I get out of the program. That way I won't turn anybody down, that want to work, because, I'd rather give it to somebody that need it, to help out. I've never had an application process, because it always, I pick people to work that I know going to be there, going to work, going to do what needs to be done.
How many kids will you work? I mean, how many kids do you?
You already said you wasn't going to increase it, so I can only.
But how many?
It normally be 2 kids and an adult, and sometimes 3 kids. Like I say, because sometimes if the other kid come, I just give them that extra salary. As long as I'm over it, go down, make sure everything is done.
Okay.
So college age kids
Right.
and an adult.
And an adult, and high school kid.
Okay. So that's,
So it actually be 4 people that be working during the summertime.
And the program begins when and ends when?
Actually begins Monday. It normally begins the same time the food program begins in the school system, which the food program actually started Tuesday, and I didn't know that. But anyway, we never start till June. We always start the first week of June and then the last week of July, or the third week of July, depending on when the schools are starting earlier now. So we may have to end the week early, but normally it's the last week of July.
and this is gonna be in the evening time, right?
Evening time from 5 to 9, normally 5 to 9, 9:30, something like that.
Okay. And if there was an increase, we could get an extra college age kid or extra student.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Is this just strictly for salaries?
What you all are doing, pretty much. I mean, like I say, we had our summer, the Dwayne Albert Youth League, I think maybe 6, 7 years or so. And then after that, the program kind of dissipated. The kids got a little disinterested because Mike Bolin started doing the YBA thing in January, February. So some of the kids got disinterested. So the past mayor, I just asked him, would you all continue to fund it if I had a evening program instead of the basketball league? And he said, of course. And we just took it from there and just been doing it ever since then. And the town just been funding it. The city police department, they send somebody down through periodically to check, make sure, but never had any problems. I mean, it's an evening program.
And your average attendance is probably, how many people are involved?
I can't say that, but it'd be pretty good.
I mean, y'all don't have records on how many, y'all sign in, sign out, or how do y'all do it?
It's kids come in. Most of the time we have elementary and junior high kids come in from 5 to 7, and then some of the bigger kids. But see, the thing of it is, in the morning time, when I was growing up, anybody could come in the recreation program.
Mm-hmm.
And as the time went on, the rec department, I don't know who actually did it, but they stopped, once kids graduate, they stopped them from coming in the gym. So they have nowhere to go to play basketball. The courts down there wasn't kept up to par. So, I just opened that up in the evening to allow the bigger kids to come in and have somewhere to, because, I mean, they pay taxes just like everybody else, and they're not playing baseball or whatever. So just give them somewhere to come in and play. Ping pong, basketball, different card games, dominoes, it's a recreational program.
So you want a motion on something?
I'll need a motion from one of the aldermen to what they want to do as far as amount and the, coming back annual.
Okay.
And doing it.
I mean, I don't mind coming back annual. I just.
I think the annual, so we got to come back for budget annual. It's good, I think, to come back in, because even our department heads, our own employees have to come back each year and ask. And I just think that's probably the right thing to do, Pastor. From a standpoint, because like we had COVID, if we would have gave you a 4 or 5 year deal and the COVID comes up, well, you couldn't even have the program because the kids couldn't get together. So you can certainly say, I think that's smart to do that. So if somebody wants to make a motion,
I so move that we do it annually.
Okay.
and also increase it to 5,000.
Okay.
With the guarantee that we'll hire at least one more student.
Okay.
That's my motion.
So the motion is on the floor that, for to come back annually, increase the amount to 5,000 and to, guarantee that there'll be an extra student hired. Is that correct?
That's
that-
correct.
All right. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Alderman Betts. Any more discussion? Okay, have a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, there you go, Pastor.
Thank you.
All right, okay, thank you very much. Okay, number two is the main thing we're here for, which is the public, is our operating budget for our year 2025 and 26. And we are going to, we're going to enter to a public hearing on an ordinance adopting the operating budget, revenues, and expenses for the town of Vidalia, Louisiana for the fiscal year 2025-26. To do that, first we must enter a public hearing. And can I hear a motion to enter into public hearing?
Make that motion.
Motion made by Alderman Probst, second by Alderman McCoy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are now in a public hearing. Does anybody have any questions from the public? The public not being, no comments coming from the public. Can I hear a motion that we exit our public
I
hearing?
make that motion.
Okay, exit, motion made to exit public
Second.
hearing from Alderman McCoy, second by Alderman Probst. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, none opposed. Okay, number three, board discussion and vote on adopting the operating budget of revenues and expenses for the town of Vidalia, Louisiana for fiscal year 2025-26. This will be the time that we will discuss. I think since the budget was presented, there have been some small additions, and we'll talk about those for a minute, and then any other questions the council might have of the budget. I would like to make some comments prior to our discussion of it. I want to thank everybody involved in this process. Deborah Moak, our CPA and municipal accountant, she does an outstanding job. I can tell you she does the lion's share of the budget and has for a long time, and does an outstanding job on presenting this and putting together the narrative that you'll read at the beginning of it. But I also want to just thank all the employees, the office clerks, the workers, the officers, and the employees for managing and running the departments very efficiently, keeping our bookkeeping and all of our processes are done in a professional manner. They're kept orderly. They're done timely, all of our reports, and you would not believe the number of reports that this office submits when you deal with insurance and state and federal payroll and deal with all these different reports and required things that we have to do. They do an outstanding job, and the town is very blessed to have the team that we have in City Hall. And not only that, that extends to all of our enterprise funds, all of our workers in the town that do an outstanding job every day. I just can't speak highly enough and say enough about them, about how well that they, carry on the services of the town. So that being said, I would like to first, I guess, ask the Alderman, as the budget is introduced here, do you have any questions right now at this point with what's on the budget?
No, I talked mine through earlier today.
Okay, Alderman McCoy says he does. Alderman Probst?
I don't.
Alderman Betts?
I'm good.
I would like to interject at this point, if any questions brought up about things, line item, things like my travel or anybody's travel, this would be a good time to be here and discuss those things. That if you have a question about, and I don't have a problem with that. If anybody has, look at them, a line item, and I'm sure you have, would be a good time to discuss those if you've got a question about any of those things. Anybody got a question on any of that? If not, I'm gonna go ahead and go to our department heads. I think the first one I'm gonna have is Johnny. You want to come to the front, to the front and ask for one of the additional items you wanted to talk about? Did I catch you flat-footed?
No. Everything's back and forth.
Oh.
Good afternoon. What it is, we had some other things that come up right after y'all asked the fire department what we needed. And this is a couple more items that come up that's on our ambulance. And what it is, it's CPR machine. One we've got now is called an auto pulse. And what it is, when you get on a scene with someone that's coding and they need CPR, you can slide this, it's a board, it's a plastic board rather, that slides under them, and it's got big Velcro straps that come across them. And you can turn it on, and what it does the compressions for you. While it's doing that, the medic can be there giving the oxygen or whatever they need, or checking their AED to see if they need a shockable rhythm on that. Ours that we've got is 12 years old. The auto pulse, when we bought it, it was like $12,000, and that was about 12 years ago. And this new machine that come in, it's another competitor of the auto pulse. It's called the Lucas, and a lot of the hospitals use it, and these other ambulance service use it. And it's actually, we check the prices on it to get a new auto pulse or get a Lucas, and they're right there tit for tat for the same price, but they're expensive. I mean, the Lucas is about $22,200 something just for the Lucas. With the Lucas, the only difference is with it, it's quicker and easier to be able to put it on someone and get the proper use out of it. The lady that come and demonstrated it for us, she was new with it as well. She showed us how it worked and backed away from it and asked us to get our auto pulse out and put it on a patient. And we had our assistant chief there. So as soon as they acted like they were getting ready to start CPR on him, I set a timer. And until they got the device underneath him and got it set up to where it was ready to start doing the compressions, it took 1 minute and 45 seconds, which is good, and that's our equipment. Well, then we turned around and put the Lucas in use, and I timed it the same way. As soon as they started CPR on him until they got the Lucas device hooked up, it was 45 seconds. And our guys hadn't even been training with that. That's 1 whole minute. Don't seem like a lot unless you're the person laying there, And but that's 1 whole minute of compressions being performed and circulating the blood and your oxygen through your body. And they got an AED with this machine, where our AEDs, we've got AEDs and we've got the auto pulse as well. But this one, you can actually hook it up to them, and while it's actually giving the compressions, it can deliver a shock. Where ours, you have to stop everything. They're not getting no circulation. It's running a diagnostic test on them to see if they have any rhythm or not before it'll say, okay, stand clear, shock, or no shock present, continue CPR. Or this one, if it's got a shockable rhythm with it, the machine's going on its own, you can go ahead and shock with it going. So you don't have to stop anything. And we need a new one. Ours is done getting old, and I've done some patchwork on our old one because it was out of warranty, and I had to go to the hardware store and get some cable and stuff like that and fixed it, and it works fine, but it's done old and out of date, and we're going to have to replace it. So we're wanting to go with this Lucas versus the auto pulse is what I'm trying to do. And we would have had it in the budget earlier, but we didn't get all the specs and everything we needed on it before the timeline run out on us.
And what's the extra cost?
With both of them, and you're looking at $24,684.
24,000.
Yep. And that's the Lucas device that does the CPR and the AED that can hook in with it. And this company, they give us like a 25% discount on our AED because in the budget, we're getting a brand new stretcher that goes with our ambulance, and it's from Stryker, and this is the same company we're wanting to get this from. So if we purchase it, this price is with a 25% discount on the AED.
What's the warranty on it?
It is.
What's the warranty on it?
We got a 7-year pro plan warranty with the stretcher. And as far as the Lucas goes, I don't know on the Lucas. She said she knows for a fact it's a year on it. But as far as parts and labor after that, she said we'd have to get down to the final things and see on that. But she's going to be competitive with whatever.
Out of the other one, you
Right.
never really had a lot of problems or any problems out of the
I
other
mean,
one. It was 12 years old.
It's harder to get on a patient because it's pretty thick. I mean, the patient don't mind it because if they're having to have CPR, they're not
Right.
realizing what's going on anyhow. But with us trying to get it under them, it's about this thick, and it's about the whole length of their torso area. And you got to get it just right to put the strap on it. Where this other deal, it's got like a suction cup. It's a smaller board about this wide, about this this long, I guess you'd say, and it just goes right underneath their armpits, under the bottom of them. So it's easier to get that in there. One person can pull him over and push it under it. Or the other one, you really need two people, somebody to lean one up and hold them up while you slide it in under them. And this, once it comes down, it just reaches over and latches on the other side, and it looks like a suction cup. And whatever the patient is, you grab it and you pull it down until it touches on top of their chest, and it's set. And you set it for either an adult or a child or an infant. And it's like a suction cup. And that's another thing, the suction cup deal like that, once you use it, you're supposed to dispose of that. And that's the same thing with our straps that are on the machine we've got now, the Auto Pulse. It's like $350 to change the straps out after we use it. Whereas this is only $50, for that. So that's all you'd have to replace after you have a code, is just that.
So, Chief, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Traditional training,
Mm-hmm.
that will still be the same.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We still, once we arrive on the scene, we still perform our CPR, and one person's performing CPR on the patient while the other one is getting this equipment out and getting it beside of them. So as soon as you get it beside them, you can stop CPR, put that on it. And that's what I was saying, the 45 seconds of the machine we've got now. It took us 1 minute and 45 seconds. And that's what the guys are familiar with. And they only seen this demonstrated one time, and they were able to do it and shave off a whole minute by just putting that machine on them.
Will the people that are selling this
Mhm.
product come and train, or will we?
No, they'll come and train. They'll
Okay,
come here.
so
with-
we won't be doing in-house training on,
We'll be doing in-house training with it as well, but she will come. She said anytime you want to come, because she took one whole shift that was here the day she come, and they went over it. All the guys in there partnered up and done it each theirself, just to see which one they like better. She said she was new with it, with this Lucas, and she said she wanted to see the comparison between the two, the one like we've got and the one that she's selling, because she said, I've heard good things with both of them. She said, and I'd like to see if ours is better or if y'all's is better. And hers was better.
okay.
All right, anybody else?
And the new one on the other one, did you price a new one on?
I did. They're
Tip
maybe
bad?
$100 difference in
Same
the
thing.
overall price, right?
Right.
But it's still thick and it's got the pads on
Right.
it like that.
Still the same model.
Right.
All right, council want to add that to it?
Definitely.
I think so.
Okay. All right, I guess let the record reflect that we're going to add that amount to the budget, and then we're going to approve the overall thing. So, is that it, Johnny?
That's it.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
All right, do we have, Randy, did you have something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got an old John Deere tractor that's got our side boom mower on it. And it needs a new piston. Needs a lot of new things.
Mhm.
And it's just in and out of the shop.
And we've needed one for a while now.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of ditches and
Yeah, a lot of ditches.
riverfront.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a lot with
I
it.
actually wanted y'all to get a bigger one with a lot of more longer boom on it, so you
I know Miss Moak shut that down.
Hey, and it works great on Wilson
Hey,
Street
well,
too.
we can get one side of the ditches, everybody.
Yeah.
It works great on
What
Wilson Street.
made her
when you
shut
come
that
down.
down?
It's just,
man.
it's got a lot of problems. I mean, I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah.
It needs a lot of,
They have
You okay,
booms
Deborah?
up to 30 foot. This is 20 foot.
You okay?
And that 30 foot is the difference between getting to the other side of the ditch.
And what made her shut it down?
Well, I mean, it's pretty expensive. It's when you get, well, plus the machine that you got, I think it takes over 125 horsepower.
Horsepower? Yeah, I got it.
I
Bigger,
think it was bigger
big
than that.
tractor.
I
And
don't
it
know.
might be, I mean, it's got to have a lot bigger
I
machine.
got you. You make 2 trips instead of 1, huh?
Well, yeah. it works.
But this
If
one's
you-
gonna have a 20 foot. We only got a 18 now, so it's gonna be
It's
better.
going to help some.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was, I mean, it was a very expensive. It
We
was
got all
probably-
these ditches, the canal.
It was probably double the cost, but I mean, I think it's something we need to have in there.
Well,
Yeah.
well, look, let me say it again. Wilson Street,
Wilson.
when that side needs cutting,
Uh-huh.
that's coming.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the only thing that can get it done.
Well, there's a lot of places like that.
Yeah,
Carl.
okay.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
it
No
gets
doubt.
used a lot.
Yeah.
So, and ours is just in the shop a lot.
Have you talked to Miss Deborah today to find out if she was gonna shut that down if, you brought it
Yeah, I
up?
didn't know.
So you just winging it right now?
Yeah, he asked her in the hallway if we could afford that
He
big.
been a little nervous all day too about Miss Deborah shutting
She told
stuff
him
down.
no.
So yeah,
Hey, look, everybody's got somebody to answer to.
it's been rough for
I
people.
But
say-
we
I
really do
say-
need.
Everybody
one.
got somebody to answer to, okay?
Yeah.
I say add it.
Okay. All right, Alderman Probst, and I agree. I think
I'm
we-
with it. I'm with it.
Okay, all right.
I think
So what was the total cost on it, Randy?
100,000.
100,000? That other was,
LS up here.
Okay,
with
yeah.
Dennis.
And what horsepower is that one gonna
I
be?
think that's 107 horse.
107.
Yeah, with a 20-foot.
Yeah. And they're right here in town. I told, with them hanging their shingle and doing business and moving their offices in place to Vidalia, I think we ought to buy from
Yeah.
them.
Well, you got all that on Murray, all that, the
Well,
canal.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the person who we buying it from
Oh,
Yeah.
is in Vidalia.
Yeah.
And he pays sales tax in Vidalia.
Yeah.
So that's
And
what I'm saying.
And they can service it in Vidalia if need be.
Getting
Right.
it from Dennis. up
Yeah.
there.
That's right. So
Dennis, yeah.
anyway, I want to thank them for, coming and doing business with us. And we certainly want to buy from them and patronize them since they are in Vidalia. That's true.
Buy local.
Okay. All right, we're gonna add it. Yeah, anything else?
That's it.
I think I heard you.
Well,
and
I need more, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you and
Okay.
Alderman Best were talking, I guess Alderman Best, do you want to talk about that as far as, or
Well,
no?
no, we just try to find something used or something that we can
Okay,
come back
okay.
later.
all right.
All right.
Bobby, did you have something to add other than what you had?
Not me, but I think it's better than ask, talking about laptops for the police department.
Okay, yeah, is nobody, Sam, are you here to speak on behalf of the police department for the laptops or?
We, upon studying that, Bobby was gonna come and present,
Okay.
information.
Okay,
of the districts for the police department.
okay, all right. Approach the mic.
Over the last 3 years, we've been replacing all the computers within the city. Instead of having to do, 120 computers all at one time, we've been taking like 30 a year so that we don't impact the budget too much. So we've gotten all our desktop computers completed. What we have left is laptops. The police department has 9 laptops. And I'm not sure how, I guess I didn't get with Joey and let him know what it was, but at the appropriate time. And when I did let him know, I think they had already kind of made the budget, so here I am. We're gonna look at, instead of just having a regular laptop, we're gonna get the ruggedized laptops, which are considerably more expensive. It's a total of 9 laptops, and it's right at $30,000, and that was the increase for the laptops.
Are these the ones going in the units?
They'll actually come with the mounting brackets to be able to go into the units.
Is
Yes.
that what they're originally for, the units?
Yes. They will go into the vehicles. Now, the ones that they have right now, they didn't go into vehicles. They were given to the officer, and some of them used them on their desks. Some of them use them in their vehicles, but these are going to be made where you can use them wherever you need to use them, and you'll have a vehicle mount that'll keep them charged, and you use them in the vehicle. You can use them outside of the vehicle
Right.
if you need to, but it'll be made to be in the vehicle.
Well, are they hooked up, well, as far as, they're gonna have their individual, cell service? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes. And if things can go right in terms of getting the right software for city court and all that other stuff, then this will go a long way towards making their usage out on traffic stops more useful.
Good, good.
But
Because we've got to modernize that.
But we
that
have
process.
to, irregardless of any of that, we have to replace them anyway, because the laptops that we have do not have, I think it's a TPM2 chip, which is what allows you to run Windows 11. So the older laptops that we have will not run Windows 11. So, we're trying to get everybody up to Windows 11, because Windows 10 is end of life sometime in 2025, like in October of this year. So we'll try to get away from that to where we're up to date. And the main thing about it, like I said, is we're did it in little bite-sized chunks, so that I'm not standing up here saying I need 120 computers all at one
Right.
time.
All right, Bobby, anybody got any questions anymore? How much was that total cost, Adam?
30,000.
30,000? Okay.
And they coming ready to go, ready to plug up and
Yes.
go.
The only thing we'll have to look at adding additional, and I didn't even think about this, is the installation in the vehicles. Now, I know sometimes they'll use in-house labor to do it, or the Highway 15 guys or whatever. But however they want to do it, that's up to them. But that cost will be minimal compared to what it costs for the computer and the mount.
Okay.
If you want to add some to it for the installation, that would be great. I'd say 9 vehicles, you make it 35,000, and I'll give you the change. So.
Well, everybody else has been pretty specific on their number, on what they needed.
Okay, 35, is that specific enough? That'll include installation. Is that specific enough?
Well, I guess so. When you start out at 30 and now you got to 35. So,
Okay, well, but you brought up the point of
I did.
installation, so I'm trying to accommodate that point.
Who would do the installation? Who would do it?
Well-
If it was up to me, I would say K Radio probably.
Well, I don't know what historically their cost has been about installing. I don't know.
Well, the other option is we go with 30,000 and then let them eat the cost of the installs on it. I'm sure they can.
I don't know if
figure
they'd
that out.
have enough room to do it in one of their smaller budget items as far as equipment maintenance or whatever. But, okay, so I guess to be installed completely, I guess does the council want to put 35, but just put 35 with if the installation comes in cheaper than that?
Like I said, I'll give you the change.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is that what y'all want to do?
I'm good with it.
Or go 30 and don't give it all to them. Let them eat some of it out of the other part of the boat.
It don't matter to me. I'm not. the
Oh, I
police
understand
department.
that. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but
So-
it kind of matters to me.
The other thing is, you mentioned you think that will intertwine with city court and getting those to city court. Tell me what your thoughts are on that.
That depends what city court does for software. And I'm not here to discuss that because I don't.
Oh, I
what
know
they're
you're
gonna
not,
do.
but we are.
Well, I understand that, but you're asking me to discuss something. that
No,
I
I'm
haven't-
just saying, you said we might be able to. So again, it depends
Well,
on
if-
what your answer is. It might, depending
What-
on the
what I mean-
software
what I-
choice that
What I
city
mean
court
by
makes.
that is if they pick a software that is compatible with what the police department uses right now,
Right.
then it would be a minimal cost, like $9,000, okay? And then they'd be able to do their traffic stops and issue tickets and such as that.
So, neat.
If they go with some other software other than what we currently use at the police department, depending on what software they use, the cost is going to change. I'll say the high-end change would be, it'd be about 6 times what they're paying right now. So
So what's your thoughts on?
My thoughts are, I want to get us to a point where
it works like that.
it should be a flow through.
I'm trying to cut out work on everybody.
Right.
I want when that officer, and I don't know, Sam's an officer here, he writes tickets. Would it be easier for him to write that ticket? Would it be easier for him to put in this information in a computer, scan that person's driver's license?
And be
It'll show
done
whether
with
they're good or not. It'll,
And then it
And-
prints
and
out.
it prints the
Right.
ticket, and then that ticket can be uploaded to city court. It can be
Exactly.
uploaded to us,
Exactly.
because that's money. And then city court can monitor it. And when they settle up or whatever the disposition of that, and that's left up to city court. Me as mayor and that Joe as police chief, that should be handled by the court. That's what they're paid for. And the disposition of it could be keyed in there, whatever they do with it. And all the reports are done computer-wise, and we can track it, because the town is required to audit tickets.
Yes.
That's a requirement. And the reporting, I'm sure, and I think Brad's alluded, is the Supreme Court is going to want more and more verification of traffic stops in court, in traffic courts and things of that nature. They want to have a database of what's going on.
Yes.
And be able to communicate with one another. And I hope that we can all sit down at the table and come up with something that'll work for all of us.
I'll say to go
That's my
back
goal.
to go back to Alderman McCoy's point. I can't give you an exact number on that because I don't know what the court's going to do. So,
No, but we're not asking for that at this
Yes.
point. I'm just saying, these laptops, you said, when you said may be able to, and you answered my question, depending on the software choice that's made.
yeah,
Determines that.
I guess the way I should have phrased that is the laptop itself will be capable of doing exactly what you're saying.
That's what I wanted to be sure
but
of.
It's going to all depend on what software you're running as to what your total cost is going
Right,
to be. 'Cause
right.
I can't give a specific cost like the Alderman was asking for.
Right,
I
and
can't
that's,
do
that wasn't my purpose. My purpose
Okay.
was to make sure it could handle it and that
Yes.
we were updating, because that is our goal, to do what Mayor Kraft said,
Yes.
to get that to where
Well,
it's done. It's
totally,
over, it's
totally.
finished.
The way I put
You
it
know?
is hardware wise and equipment wise, then yes, it will be capable of doing that.
Mr. Burgett, would you speak to state police tickets coming in our office in the form that they come in?
They changed a few years ago from everything. I understand that's just a hard ticket, paper ticket, where state police would write that, and then they would mail that ticket into our office, and we would handle the ticket from there, in regards to the DA's office. Now it's electronically, they run the license, as Bobby explained, swipe it, that information is downloaded in their system. They email the tickets to the DA's office, and then we prosecute the cases. It's a lot easier that way. So I can definitely see a situation where, depending on what program the city judge chose, where the two systems will be interfaced. So when the police wrote the ticket, it's electronic, that's sent to city court, and you would have to key that ticket in multiple times at different agencies. It would all be done once. Because
Exactly.
unlike, city court is different from district court, where you have multiple different agencies, whether it be state police, the DA's office, the clerk's office, the judge's office. Theirs more centralized, it's just the court. So if the police are writing the tickets, if I day police are writing those tickets, and they're electronically going to the court, to the interface with that system, it's going to be a lot more efficient.
Oh, yeah.
One
And then
of
the
the,
record keeping that the mayor was speaking of, and giving all that information to the Supreme Court, because they want to keep up with citations, who's prosecuted, who is not prosecuted, what the revenue is, what the court's making in regards to that revenue, and then all it's going to be reported.
and one of the other things I also want to streamline and make clear is no more cash paying for tickets. Get rid of the cash benefit, anybody handling cash, because right now, people bring money to the police department, they bring it to city court. We need to have a centralized place people can pay their bill.
Agreed.
And it needs to be either credit card, debit card, or money or cashier's check or money order.
I
Yeah,
agree with that.
we already
100%.
have, that's already available here. They can do it.
I
but they
understand,
just-
but
they
right
don't-
They
now,
ought to mandate that.
that's not how we're doing it right now.
Yeah, well.
I do
they
not like
give
the
them a
cash. I
choice.
don't like the cash portion of
Yes.
paying tickets, period. And it's not that I don't trust anybody. It's just, that paper trail somewhere, if there's a money order cashier's check, there's a paper trail somewhere,
Yes.
okay? Somebody can't say, I gave your clerk, I gave your dispatcher $300. I gave it to them. Well, did you get a receipt? Well, they didn't give me one. You eliminate a lot of issues. You pay with cashier's check, money order, not a personal check, or else,
I agree.
or that's plain and simple.
I'm-
And you do away with a lot of problems. Well, we're getting off on another thing. Let us handle that.
Yeah.
We'll work on it, and our prosecutor and town attorney will be working with us on this. So,
So
all
back,
right, anything else?
back to the original topic of the laptops, 30,000. If we want to pay for the installation, I would add about 5,000 to it to do the 9 vehicles.
Okay. All right.
If that's not appropriate, then stick with the 30,000. That'll give us the laptops, and it'll give us the actual vehicle mounts, and then they can pay to have them put in.
All right. What's council on that?
34,000.
30.
That's a
Okay.
good number.
You want to make a motion? Well, we
don't
you
need
wanna
a
add-
motion. I just say we'll add
Everybody in favor of that?
34,000.
Everybody in favor of the 34?
I don't want to give them a whole bunch. I don't ever like to give it all to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 34,000. Thank you. Anything else?
No.
Okay, thank you. You got more than you asked for, didn't you? Okay, Cornell, you got anything extra you need to add to what 40?
This may take a while
Yeah. This is simple.
Okay.
The only thing we need to add is a backhoe. We got one that's, about 20 years old and it's pretty much on its last leg or whatever. So, at some point.
Did who got the new backhoe here just a couple of years ago? Street department?
Yeah, street department did, yes.
Okay, all right. More time flies. Okay.
Yeah, so, we just need one, at some point, I'm sure we probably do a, lease, purchase, so it won't be.
Have you got a price on one or
The
approximate?
price that we seen, is around 120,000.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna sell the other one? Or-
Yes.
Okay. Or let the council,
Yeah,
Put it
it'll
up
be
for
up
bid
to
or
the
something?
council to decide what they want to do with it.
reason I'm asking, you don't want to keep it. You're not want to keep it
No,
once you
no.
get ready to get rid of it. Okay.
And what's the price on it?
120,000.
120.
Sure.
Yeah,
120.
yeah, 120. It'll probably come in cheap.
Has y'all been in the shop just like his tractor?
Oh, yes.
I know. I mean, I knew y'all needed one for a while, but that's,
Yeah, I mean, and basically what that backhoe is, especially if they, backhoe is, in the shop for maintenance or whatever,
Right.
it'll be a backup.
something available.
Right, it won't be,
Dependable.
right. Because right now, if we're actually using our backhoes, and their backhoe go down, there's
Right.
no spare.
Right.
There's a backup part. Okay.
Mhm.
Council okay with that?
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with that.
All right, thank you, Chris. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, I think I got one more thing I want to add to this, and I want to say, Bobby goes to state surplus a lot, and a lot of times these state surplus equipment and vehicles, he finds some great deals on things. I was visiting with Randy earlier, that dump truck we've got that we do use a lot, even using now to move sand around, different things. How old is that truck, Randy? It's a 98. So I think Bobby, I was going to use this opportunity. Do you ever see something like that, a dump truck in state surplus?
From time to time now, I'm not gonna say they're in great shape.
Pardon?
I'm not gonna say that they're all in great shape.
Well, I mean, we don't want a piece of junk, but I think we should upgrade.
I'm not gonna lie. This has got a steering wheel. They do have it.
I didn't get
Yeah.
into 05.
Dump trucks, air compressors, different things like that. Ours is the same line in, yeah, it doesn't, I'll show you this, I get like a monthly
Yes, can you, did they give you a heads up of list of what they got, or?
They send out a monthly thing that shows, like some of what they have.
Is it an email, or
Yeah.
can you copy me to that? And Randy as well, and Cornell even, so we can look and kind of see, we might see something that we can.
And there are some vendors that, I've been dealing with, that actually handle, not only new but used, products, and one of them are dump trucks. So, I mean, because I think the one that we have right now is a 5-yard, that small as they make them now is like 7. So, I mean, I think they'll be sufficient enough or whatever, just kind of stay in that.
Whether it's moving reclaim around or moving,
Exactly.
moving asphalt around when they do these.
Exactly.
Jimmy said ours was 10.
No,
But it's a single axle.
yeah, it's a 5-yard truck.
Okay.
It's not made at all.
Right. I mean, then they got the, whoever drives, they got to have CDLs anyway.
Okay.
Will it haul the reclaim?
What's that?
Will it haul the
Oh,
reclaim?
yeah.
It will?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
We gotta go back road to get asphalt, so I mean, that's pretty good. Pretty good drive.
Yes, it's all.
That's in the budget, the security for the water plant. Yeah, that's something I definitely wanted. I want that, like I said, I want that to be like Fort Knox.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else for them?
Oh, now, I don't know if it may not pertain that, do we need to add anything for like that sinkhole over there on Decorah Avenue? Because I mean, we don't know.
We don't know
we
what
don't
it's
know.
gonna be. That's gonna be something that if we fix, we're going to have to fix.
Right.
If it comes up before the end of the year, we'll have to amend our budget maybe and fix it.
There's 1.5 million in other improvements in the sales tax fund, so.
Yeah.
it'll be used for-
Well, I got one Hickory and John Dale. I got one that's about to go.
You're talking about the one, after we've looked at it, that's
Yeah,
a
we
water.
looked at it. It was actually a water leak, but I mean, it'll be, something that, the street department can.
Quick as
go in and research.
have y'all fixed the water leak yet?
Yeah, we got it fixed.
So,
yes.
so now all we gotta do is come back and let it settle, and then we're gonna put asphalt over it. Yeah, that was water leak. Thank goodness it wasn't.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, but, since we're speaking on the sinkhole, we have no idea what it's gonna cost. We don't have, because we can't get down into it good enough yet with it being there, and sending somebody down there would be dangerous but we have somebody ready to go once it gets safe and where you can do the work. People have to understand with the water being there and the much rains we've been getting, the more you move mud around, it's just gonna be make more mud. You can't do anything that's gonna be solid and be consistent. We gotta get some dry weather. Yeah. All right, thank you, Cornell. Okay, anybody else that I've overlooked? I think there were some smaller things. Dustin's here on Convention Center. He does an outstanding job. We're blessed to have Dustin to do a lot of our audio visual and everything else, website and everything. There were some small things we had on the Convention Center that I think that we could add in. I will say, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I was going to probably ask for a couple of these projects with hydro funds this next August. So, but those other things we have in there were like the LED lights and I think a soundboard or our board.
Right, well, the computer, the laptop, and the video portion part.
Yeah, and I think there was a camera. Okay. Do you remember the total cost on it? What?
4.5, 4,500 on here.
Oh, it's in there? Okay.
Yeah.
It might be, okay. Okay, well, it's in there then. All right, never mind. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, any other questions for the council? I want to thank the council right now. They've been, these last several years have been a pleasure working with them as far as being engaged and asking questions. And I want to thank them for being cooperative with us and working with us on the budget. It's really nice. I want them to know that they can come in anytime and talk about anything they want to with me. I'll be glad to discuss anything. There's nothing off the table. But I want to thank them for working with us on this. That being said, I hear a motion, we adopt our 2025-26 budget.
I'll make it one.
Motion made by Alderman Best. I hear a second.
Second.
Second by Alderman McCoy. Let's do a roll call vote on that.
There you go.
Motion offered by Alderman Betts to adopt the operating budget of revenues and expenses for the town of Vidalia for the fiscal year 2025-2026. It was second by Alderman McCoy, Alderman Betts,
Yes.
Alderman Gardner, Alderman McCoy,
Yes.
Alderman Probst,
Yes.
Alderman Smith.
Yes.
Good to go, Mayor.
Okay, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I hear a motion, we adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Alderman McCoy. Here a second.
Second.
Second by Alderman Probst. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank y'all very much.